Hi everyone, and welcome back for the second installment of our Planting Success webcast series. If you didn't catch the first installment and my interview with Linda Froelich on sustainability, you can check it out on our Microsoft Stream channel. Today's discussion is all about R&D, what it looks like at FMC, the value it brings to our company, and importantly, the people behind FMC's R&D engine. We've got just the right person to help us understand those things. I want to welcome Kathy Shelton, FMC's Chief Technology Officer. Kathy, thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here, Caitlin. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
So FMC's R&D organization has evolved quite a bit over the past couple of years. We're now almost 800 employees strong, over half of them located at Stein in Delaware, many in other locations around the world. So tell us a little bit about how the R&D organization is organized, who comprises R&D at FMC?
Well, as you said, we have over 400 research and development employees at our global headquarters in the Stein site in Newark, Delaware. And that is what we consider our global R&D organization. It's the only place in the world that we have our discovery organization in the chemistry area. So we have our chemists who are thinking and imagining brand new molecules, and we have our discovery biologists who are testing them and then giving the feedback back to the chemists on how well those molecules are performing. But we also have a wide breadth of competencies. So we have our regulatory science folks are there, our analytical scientists, our process and engineers and chemists who are trying to think about how to make these molecules at manufacturing sites. We have our global biologists. And all of it is supported by a great facilities team that's really working hard to make Stein one of the best facilities that you can do research and development at. And then we have a wide variety of people that are in the regions that are working in the local markets on local challenges and bringing that feedback back to us in the global organization to help us know what is really important to growers around the world.
So a wide range of competencies and expertise in the organization. That's excellent.
It is. And as you know, earlier this year we announced a $50 million investment in Stein. A little more than half of that is going to go to the research facility that was left behind when the former company decided not to complete it. It's a huge greenhouse and laboratory facility, and the rest of the money will be invested in the Stein facility itself. Not only do we have a great opportunity to do all the work that we do there, but a lot of it's going to be in a state-of-the-art facility in the next couple of years.
So for anyone who's never set foot in one of our research facilities, maybe talk a little bit about what that experience is like. What would they see on a daily basis?
First of all, what I'd hope they'd see and learn is we're not just nerdy scientists, that there's a lot of creativity and passion about what we do. And I think people that didn't go into STEM beyond maybe high school or college might have missed that level of creativity that exists, because people really are thinking about how to solve problems every day. If you walk around the facility, mostly what you see is a lot of equipment. And we have ways to measure and look at molecules probably in just about every way possible. The most visual part of our site is really in our greenhouses. We have 20 greenhouses spread across the back of one building, and that allows us to test products from either pests around the world or on different crops that are grown around the world. So if a visitor were to come and they were asked to be given a tour of our Stein facility, we take them through that part of the site in order for them to really see and hopefully be very motivated and inspired by what they're going to hear about the new products we're bringing to the market.
And the expansion, as you said, is a new greenhouse facility as well.
Yeah.
So that'll become even bigger at Stein and add more capabilities to the research that we're able to do.
Yeah, our greenhouses are older, and that challenges us because part of the reason that you have a greenhouse is so you can grow crops year-round. But it does get hotter in the summertime than we really like it to be, and the light is dispersed, is different, as you know, in the different seasons. So when we move into this new greenhouse, we will have much more control over the conditions that the plants are grown under. So we're hoping that will help us be more successful more quickly. The other piece is, again, we'll be upgrading equipment that we have that we're using today, which is probably decades old. And as you can imagine, there's been a lot of innovation in the equipment space as well. So I think that it's going to enable us to have an organization that is moving even faster than they are today.
Let's talk a little bit about the pipeline. Are there any new products either in the discovery or the development stage that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, we have a really strong development pipeline. And when I talk about the entire pipeline, the word that I want people to remember is diversity. So we have a very diverse pipeline, and it's diverse in terms of time. So we have molecules that are going to move through the pipeline in a very sequential manner. So molecules close to commercialization, as well as ones that have just moved from discovery to development. Mm-hmm. We have a diversity of pest control. So we have pipeline molecules in all three pest areas: insecticides, herbicides, fungicides. And we also have a diversity in modes of action. So the chemistry that we do has different tools, different ways to control those pests. And then we have a biologicals pipeline as well. So we can give growers the opportunity to have chemistry and in some cases a biological way to control pests. When I talk about what are the molecules that people are most excited about, we're excited about all of them, to be honest. But let me talk about the ones that are closest to commercialization. Okay. Because those are the ones that people are really going to be talking about in the market, really, and be launched in 2021. So bixlozone is a herbicide which will be launched in Australia in 2021. In fact, in 2020, we're quite excited because we're going to start doing demo trials and have growers start to see this molecule and this product then really how it's going to be used locally. This summer, we had Australian farmers come, and I was really impressed by the passion and hunger they have for this product. They really need something to help them control resistant ryegrass. So that's exciting. And then the second molecule was fluindapyr. So fluindapyr is a fungicide that will be launching very first in 2021 through the Global Specialty Solutions business. It'll be sold into the turf market. And while that's not a market that we normally sell fungicides in, I think it's a great opportunity for people to start to be excited about what we have, what we're going to be bringing, and we'll be launching that more in large countries around the world starting in 2023.
That is exciting.
It is.
Great news.
Yeah.
Great. And the strength and diversity of our pipeline is getting some attention. Mm-hmm. We recently won an Agro Award, right? I think it's our first for a biological product. First of all, tell us a little bit about what an Agro Award is and maybe the significance of that for FMC.
The Agro Awards are probably the one place where the agricultural industry gets external recognition. They have a wide variety of categories, everything from marketing to outreach to precision ag to pipelines. So they really cover a great breadth of different categories. And we were chosen as the company with the best biological biopesticide product in the market today. That's exciting for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's always exciting to win an award. But secondly, it now puts FMC, I think, really on the map or really in growers' minds about having products that they can rely on, that they can learn about, that bring a whole different approach to how you control pests. And biologicals are a great opportunity for us to grow. It's a great opportunity for us to think about how growers want to use products besides chemistry. And so it's exciting for us to get recognition so early in our efforts there.
I want to talk a little bit about sustainability. I had the pleasure of spending some time with some members of the Stein team over the summer. And what struck me was how passionate every single person was about creating safe, sustainable products. Someone made a comment that I'll never forget, is that he wanted to create products that are as safe as water. Can you tell me a little bit about that passion and that commitment to sustainability and R&D?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that you got to experience passion firsthand. It's not a word that people often think of scientists, but when you experience it, you really do understand how much energy and expectation people have to really making this world a better place through the products that we're going to bring to the market. Mm-hmm. One of the key things that FMC has invested in and has certainly said externally is that sustainability is core to who we're going to be.
Yep.
So bringing these brand new products to the market not only responds to what FMC is asking of all of us as employees, but it's also responding to societal needs and to regulatory requirements around the world. People do want to know that they have the safest product, whether they're going to use it as a grower, whether they're going to have it on a food product, whether they're going to find it in somehow in the environment. And we want to be able to assure people that we have made molecules that not only are safe as water, but are highly sustainable, so that they are truly, when we bring these products to the market, hopefully making the world a better place.
Mm-hmm. We have time for one last question. It's actually in two parts, so I guess technically it's two questions. What would you want the rest of FMC to know about their R&D colleagues, and how would you explain the R&D organization or describe it to potential employees?
You know, I'm incredibly proud of who we are and what we accomplish in research and development. And when we came together as two organizations, I felt strongly that we were going to be stronger together than we'd ever been apart. And we're seeing that in the products we're bringing to the market today. We're seeing that in the opportunities that people are talking about. When we think about the grower, when we think about local markets, when we think about the technical capabilities that we have, not only at Stein, but around the world. I'm very excited and very optimistic about what we're going to do in research and development, not only today, but in the future. But when I think about a scientist or what our scientists can contribute to FMC, of course, the first word you come to is growth. We're going to grow this company through our efforts. But what does a scientist at Stein or around the world really bring to FMC? First of all, I think they bring their creativity. And again, that's not a word a lot of people think of when they think of scientists, but if you think about the fact that we're solving problems that no one else has solved yet, or we're thinking about new products that don't exist on the market, you realize how creativity has to be central to what you're going to be able to do. The second is the commitment. Mm-hmm. That commitment, you know, it's an 11-year journey from the time that a scientist or a chemist imagines a molecule to the day when it can be on the market. And it's a long road of a lot of testing and a lot of documentation, again, on the safety of these molecules and on their performance. So the commitment has to be there. And then the third piece is one that, again, I think might not be something people think of, but courageous. Because our scientists have to think differently. They again are looking at problems and saying, how can I solve this problem in a way that maybe hasn't been solved before? Or is there a new set of solutions that I can use to bring to bear? And so there is an element of courage to think differently, to kind of maybe challenge the status quo. Mm-hmm. So those are the words that I think of, and I think those are the ones that bring the biggest value to FMC when you put them all together.
Well, it certainly sounds like a fantastic organization to be a part of. If I had any scientific or science-based bone in my body, I may consider...
Oh, we'd be dragging you down.
I'll stick to my place, though. Thank you, Kathy, again for joining me. It was great to have you.
Thanks, Caitlin.
And thanks to all of you for watching. We'll be back next year with more special guests. Until then, enjoy the holiday season and stay safe.